For you, God, are the mighty Redeemer. Blessed are you, Lord, Redeemer of Israel.
Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at the 10 weirdest side missions in Cyberpunk 2077.
Mysterious stranger? Yoo-hoo! Yeah, you! There any other mysterious stranger around here?
Were these odd jobs really worth the eddies? Fair warning, there are spoilers ahead for some of Cyberpunk 2077's notable quests.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Mercman returns again once more forever. One of the surest ways to track your progression in Cyberpunk is taking a look at which cars you've got. You need both the requisite street cred and enough eddies to get your hands on the game's fastest rides, unless you look for this unmarked quest. Mercman returns again once more forever can only be triggered after completing Ghost Town, one of Pan Am's major quests, and by returning to the tunnel where you got into a firefight with her. Once unlocked, you'll come across a shipping container with a black, Rayfield Caliburn inside. It's one of the fastest cars in Night City, and it's all yours, with the catch that it belongs to the vigilante Mercman, a guy with 2 dead parents and a thirst for vengeance. It's essentially the Batmobile, and you've unlocked it forever. Chipping in. Cyberpunk definitely stretches the definition of side quest to its limits. Though chipping in is classified as a side job in the game, it's necessary to unlock one of the endings, as well as helping V bond with Johnny and get their hands on his trademark jacket and unique Porsche. But long before you get that treasure trove, you'll be treated to a bizarre cutscene where Johnny takes over V's body completely and embarks on a hedonistic rampage through Afterlife. He gets wasted, runs off with a stripper, nearly dies in a car accident, and finally explains himself to Rogue. But the best part is when he decides to immortalize himself on V's skin, taking them to get a tattoo. You can either get a tat of a billy goat or of a heart with Johnny and V's name inside.
Billy goat. More my style.
Coin-operated boy.
Mysterious stranger? Yoo-hoo! Yeah, you! There any other mysterious stranger around here?
This quest seems designed from the get-go to be as memed as possible, and it certainly was a hot topic of conversation upon the game's release. V encounters a talking vending machine that has been loaded up with a sentient AI named Brendan, who befriends them. Eventually, you'll unlock the full quest and discover that Brendan has been removed from his spot outside the mega building, breaking the heart of his closest friend.
They just came and took him, just like that. They said they had to re-evaluate part of his code.
If a talking, intelligent vending machine wasn't strange enough already, Brendan is also voiced by none other than Brian Deckard, who gamers will recognize as another iconic AI, Connor, in Detroit Become Human.
Well, I'll be darned. What a pleasant surprise!
Big in Japan.
Doing what? A business opportunity. Cargo transport. Get from A to B, quick and quiet. Interested?
Upon returning to the afterlife after the prologue, you'll come across a guy named Dennis Cranmer who wants to hire a merc for a job without going through a fixer. This in itself is pretty weird for Night City, which V points out, and you can refuse the quest on this basis. But you'll be missing out if you don't go along with it.
Oh shit.
Cranmer sends you to the docks in Kabuki to retrieve a package in a container. This package turns out to be an unconscious body. Worse, the tiger claws are after the guy as well, hence the secrecy. When you jump through all these hoops, you discover that the man in the container is a top surgeon Cranmer is trying to rescue from an untimely end, and he gives you a rare katana for your troubles.
What's your name again? グリーンサージョントワールドベスト
Machine gun.
New fingerprints detected.
Much like the quest with Brendan, this one also involves an AI, except this one is significantly more annoying. Skippy is a smart pistol with a holographic mascot that periodically appears to talk to you. It's almost certainly a parody of Microsoft Office's notoriously irritating Clippy virtual assistant. It even looks like Clippy, only it's a talking bullet and not a paperclip.
Alright, so what can you do? Besides, talk my ear off.
Primary feature, automated targeting. In case of critical threat to user, autonomous shooting capabilities.
Thankfully, Skippy doesn't give you tips on how to print out documents and has 2 separate modes depending on if you're playing lethally or non-lethally. Though, he will argue with you about your cold-blooded nature if you embark on a killing spree. Just be careful what you say to Regina during the quest, or you might lose your new friend for good.
You're mine now. Finders keepers.
Increasing volume by 300%. Take me back to my owner!
Epistrophy.
Let's talk.
I'm not going back! Hear me? Never! Try to take me and I'll crush you!
After the prologue, when V gets in their car to leave their apartment, they'll be run into by a rogue Delamain cab. Delamain then offers to fix the car, but sends V on a long quest around Night City to find his missing taxis, each one of them housing a divergent personality. Each is unique. There's one that is so depressed it insists that you drive it painfully slow, while another is obsessed with destroying a dozen lawn flamingos. But the most memorable is, of course, the one voiced by none other than Ellen McLean, most familiar to gamers as GLaDOS.
Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying surprise in 5, 4.
She's here to deliver many of her most iconic Portal voice lines all over again. Whether this is funny or a little cringe is up to you, but that's what makes it such a weird and wonderful quest.
Here come the test results. You are a horrible person.
Happy together.
Just keep on living. Stop minding other people's biz.
Mendez, hold on. It's his neighbor.
This quest opens up when you leave V's apartment for the first time after the prologue, where you come across a pair of concerned cops on the next floor down, trying to talk to one of their buddies, Barry. V offers to check in on Barry later, and they find out that he's racked with grief over the loss of his closest friend, Andrew. Something he doesn't think his colleagues understand.
Man, you really know how to cheer a guy up. Maybe those 2 asshats really are worried about me.
However, if you go way out of town to find where Andrew is memorialized, you'll find out that Andrew isn't a person at all. He's a tortoise. It's a heartbreaking realization, and to make matters worse, picking one wrong dialogue option leads to Barry's tragic death.
Your genes were fine, Barry. You were the strongest son of a bitch I knew.
Violence.
It's me, Lizzie Wizzy.
Cyberpunk has plenty of celebrity cameos, both within and without the video game world. Possibly the most famous cameo, or infamous depending on your persuasion, is Grimes, who appears as Lizzie Wizzy. Lizzie is almost completely cybernetic, more machine than man, and she wants your help to find out if her manager/boyfriend, Liam, is having an affair.
So what's my role here? What do you want?
Proof. And then I'll end things. For good.
Later on, you'll end up helping Grimes try to hide a body while she starts to lose her grip on reality. That's just the kind of thing that happens to someone who more or less turns themselves into a robot. It's weird all around.
I like what's happening to me. Lovely to meet you, V. Now go.
Sinnerman.
What's that supposed to mean?
First up, don't execute in public. Don't need an audience. Second, they could get away.
You don't get it. I spent my life savings on this.
This is a late game quest that starts with an unusual call from Westbrook's primary fixer, Wakako Okada. It's regarded by many as perhaps Cyberpunk's best quest, and follows a criminal who escaped death row, Joshua Stevenson, as he offers himself up to be crucified in order to put together a brain dance.
Joshua, he thinks he's the Messiah and wants to end his own life.
That is not true. I never said I was any sort of messiah.
Joshua wants to atone for his sins by emulating Christ this way, and V is thrown a slew of moral dilemmas. Is it right to do this to somebody if it's truly what they want and ask for? If you choose the right dialogue options, it might be down to you to literally put the nails in the cross and watch the whole gruesome process.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Burning desire.
Hey! Hey, you! I gotta get to a Ripper, man!
You'll likely encounter this quest pretty early in the game since it appears in Watson, the area you're locked in for most of the opening. V comes across a guy screaming and cupping his junk, demanding to be taken to a Ripper dock immediately. The guy, whose name is actually Jesse, though he's put in V's phone as Flaming Crotch Man, has had a Mr. Stud cyberware implant installed.
Okay, Hey, you after? I'll call you!
But...
I can't!
Mr. Stud is an X-rated piece of wear that ensures someone can, quote, have fun for as long as they like. But V notes that some versions of it are faulty, hence why the guy is screaming and needs medical attention. It's silly, but it's certainly one of the most memorable moments.
Will do.
Take care, man.
Do you agree with our picks? Don't forget to stick around and check out our other videos on MojoPlays.